moderator. Good evening. Hi, and welcome to our Cocktails and Coaching. My name is Kelly Posner, and I am one of the presenters tonight. I have been a coach, and you'll hear a little bit more about my story, but I've been a coach since 2014. And if you are on this call or watching this call or the playback, you were invited by myself or Miss Rebecca Munoz. And we are so glad that you are here. So I'm going to turn it over to Rebecca, and she is going to tell you a little about her story. But the one thing that I ask as you listen to our stories is that you keep an open mind. We both came into this not knowing anything really. Well, Rebecca actually probably knew more about business before when she started this business. But being a health and fitness coach, and we're just real people that took an opportunity to get healthy and earn an income while we do it and help people at the same time. So just have an open mind, and please, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to either of us to get those questions answered, because I guarantee you we had them too when we started, or somebody that we work with had those questions also. So I'm going to make you the host, Rebecca, so you can share the screen, and then I'm going to mute myself.
Okay.
All right, you are the host.
Okay, let me go ahead and share screen here. And whoops. And hi, everybody. I'm Rebecca. And thank you for coming and for watching us today. And thank you to Kelly, who is not only my friend, but my mentor. And we were strangers when we first started. I was invited by a friend, Michelle, and it was at a time in my life where I thought I was doing everything right. I thought I was following what my doctor said, to eat right, exercise at least 30 minutes a day. So I got a dog. I can get out and walk 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening, because that's all my life could handle. And I actually at the time had some stomach issues, had some muscle problems, and went to Girl Scout camp with my girls, and I was like, yeah, I'm doing good, I'm eating right, and everyone's like, wow, you got a nice lunch. But I didn't feel good. And I went from having a sedentary job where I literally sit every day for 8 hours a day, making wonderful, beautiful nail art and beautiful nails for people to, help lift them up. But at the same time, I wasn't moving. There's times where I only step like 500 steps in a day. That's not moving very far. my biggest day was like 2,000 steps. And so I went to Girl Scout camp, and next thing you know, I'm hitting 8,000, 10,000 steps. So I'm going from 0 to 60, right? And I'm hurting, I'm dying, and all I can think of is like, I've got to do something. I thought I was doing everything possible, and I would come home exhausted. And there was just this little note in the middle of the week that said, hey, friend, want to do something with me? And all I thought was, God, I hope it's what I think it is, because I need something bad. And that's when I started my journey. I was hesitant and skeptical, and at the same time, I was like, nope, we're going to try this, and we're going to give it 30 days. Within 2 weeks, I was asking Michelle, okay, what's this coaching thing? Because do I really have to coach? I didn't really want to coach. I want a discount. I want a deal no matter where I can get it. And so that's what I did. And I started with performance, and then went with, I thought, man, girl, I'm tired. I'm enjoying the workouts, but I'm tired. And next thing I know, I'm getting the Shakeology, and then started that. And then a few months later, I started and did, realized I'm 2 months in. So here I am past my 30 days. I'm feeling better. I'm losing weight. I'm losing, pant sizes. And I'm like, wow, I feel great. And next thing I know, I can do pedicures. One thing I couldn't do was pedicures. I dreaded doing pedicures. I even told people I didn't like doing them. I was losing business. And I would do 2 and I would die when I come home and be like, and so And so next thing I know, I can do 5 now. I can do 5 in a day. Doesn't even matter. I'm a lot more energy, a lot more vibrant. I feel like I have more pep in my step, and my overall self-esteem has just risen. And all I can think of is like, how do I do more? Like, how can I get more? And it was through our accountability groups. And next thing I know, I go to this thing they kept telling me to go to, Saturdays, Super Saturdays. And I literally, because I'm still a skeptic now, this is like 5 months in, and I go to this, and they ask you to say, stand up if you lost 5 pounds, or stand up, and did you lose 5 pounds, did you lose 10 pounds? I had to sit down, and there's still all these people standing, right? Then they get to 30 pounds. Have you lost 30 pounds? And there's still all these people standing. And then there's, did you lose 80 pounds? And then like half the room sat down. And then they go, did you lose 100 pounds? And 3 people were still standing. And that's when I knew that was something real. This is something, these were real people. They were here in Oregon. And you cry. And all I could think of is, how can I get more? How can I get more out of this? And how can I help others? And it changed my life. And and I want nothing more than to help change others as well.
I couldn't find my unmute button, which is not normal for me, because normally you have to mute me. That was awesome. Like, it's funny, Rebecca said that we were complete strangers, and I remember after that Super Saturday she's talking about, and we went out to lunch after, and it was the first time I had met her, and we went out to lunch with her coach. And I was like, we were talking, we had to get her on an iPhone. She had an Android at the time, and we had to get her we were like, what are you doing? You have an Android. And
I went kicking and screaming.
Yeah. And, but I just remember sitting there, and I remember her being hesitant. I remember, and I'd never heard that story, that was what kind of set her, like, this is real, when she saw those people, and they do that every time. And it's so incredible to see how many lives have changed, because people decided. So somebody and I don't mean to say like we're bragging or whatever, but like people like Rebecca and myself who took this opportunity for ourselves first. Selfishly, we wanted to change our lives, but then we said, hey, we're going to also help other people do what we've done for ourselves, right? And so when you get to see the trickle effect of how many lives were changed by our decision to change our lives, it's pretty freaking powerful. So my story is a little bit, different than Rebecca's, in terms of, I had always been somebody who worked out. I had no idea how to eat right, though. I was a high school counselor when I began coaching almost 7 years ago. My coach anniversary, as we call it, will be in February of 2021. And so I always worked out. Like, I went to the gym religiously. I had no idea what I was doing at the gym, though. But at the time, I had just recently gotten divorced. I didn't have, so I went down from 2 incomes to 1 income. I actually ended up having to file bankruptcy because of all of the debt that I had accrued being with my ex-husband. And so I didn't have extra money, and I had to quit my gym membership because I was also had to pay for the daycare at the gym, and I couldn't afford both. And so I was like, oh, I have a gym at my apartment that I moved into. I'll use that, right? Wrong. I think I used, and my apartment could not be any further from the actual gym. And I had this little kid. So it's like, she was 2. How could I take my kid to the gym? So I think I used it twice in the 3 years or so that I lived in the apartment complex. And so I knew that I had to continue to be active. That was always something. And I had a very different mindset back then in terms of being skinny versus healthy and whatever. And so that's not my story that I'm talking about today, but there's been a real mental transformation over the last 7 years that is way more incredible than any weight loss. But today I want to share my story about the financial benefit of being a coach. Because when I started coaching, I started to earn extra income. As I said, I was a single mom. I was living on one paycheck. I got paid once a month, and every single month I would get to the end of the month just praying that nothing would come up, nothing would happen to my car, my kid, any, extra things. I couldn't get my nails done. I couldn't go to a lovely nail tech, nail artist like Miss Rebecca, and that was, and I couldn't go to happy hours. I couldn't go to coffee dates. I had nothing extra, and I couldn't, do anything special for my daughter. And so I was like, I need more money. I did. I mean, I needed to be able, I didn't want to just pay bills and die. Right. And so I went looking for something that I could be passionate about and earn an income. As a high school counselor, I like to help people. I could definitely go work at Starbucks. I was like, I could go to work at Starbucks. I can go to the mall and get a job. I used to work at the Gap, like when I was in college, and I was looking at all these different ways I could earn a second income. But all of those ways, again, I wasn't in control of my time. I wasn't in control of my salary and how much I could earn. When you start at Starbucks or anywhere else, you're starting at the bottom of the barrel, right? You're getting minimum wage, if that, depending on where you go. And then I wasn't in charge of my own schedule. So what if I got scheduled to work when I had my daughter? I already shared custody of my 2-year-old daughter with her dad. I didn't want to give up more time with my kid than I already had to. And so I was actually approached accidentally on a weekend trip away with my boyfriend, my now husband, and his best friends that were married at the time, and were full-time Beachbody coaches. I was listening to her. I started doing the workouts because I could do them at home. I got, one program for one cost. I did it in my family room. So I was doing the workouts, and I accidentally heard, I was on this weekend, it was in February. It was actually President's Day weekend because I signed up 2 weeks later. So it was a snow weekend trip, and the men went skiing, and we stayed in the house and drank and danced around the kitchen. And I was listening to her do some work stuff, and she was kind of talking to people, and I was listening to her talk about this income opportunity and talking to people about, it was, I think, because we went on a Thursday, we get paid every Thursday. So it was like a long weekend. So it was there was talk about money, right? And that was something that was on my mind. So I'm like eavesdropping, totally listening. And I knew that they did this, that they were coaches, but I didn't really know what it meant. I mean, they were my coaches, but I still didn't understand. And so I just listened intently. And then I started asking questions. When we got back, I didn't ask questions on that trip because I didn't want them to think I was interested and then have to face them when I said no. But it just kept, like, as I was in these challenge groups with my coaches, my mentors then, and I was seeing what they were doing. I was seeing the impact that they were having. I was seeing that they were earning a significant income. And they at the time, the husband was a full-time attorney who had quit his job to be a full-time Beachbody coach. Actually, he was laid off during 2008, and then he built a full-time income through Beachbody. His wife was a school teacher and replaced her income with Beachbody, and now is way beyond. And I didn't even want that at that time. I didn't want to quit my job. I loved my job as a high school counselor. But if they could quit their jobs and build a full-time income, I could sure as hell build a second income to help pay bills or have the extras, right? And so that's all I wanted at that time. And so I signed up, like I said, at the end of February of 2014, and I went to work. I will tell you that this is work. Just like your health and fitness journey is work. Rebecca didn't get results, by sitting on her butt and not doing the workouts. I didn't get the results physically or, nutritionally by sitting on my butt and not doing the workouts. If you want something bad enough, you will do the work. What's great about coaching is that just like with your health and fitness, you get out what you put into it, right? So if you do a couple of workouts a week and you never, consider your nutrition, probably not going to get very good results. If you show up every day and you follow a program and you meal prep and you pay attention to how you're feeling your body, you're going to get results. Same with your business. If you want to earn a little bit of income and maybe you have a bill that you want to pay, or you want to stack your savings. So you're like, I want to make a couple $100s a month. We help you figure out how to make that happen. Okay. If you want to quit your job and you want to be a full-time coach and we teach you how to make that happen, but you have to put in the work to do the things to get to that goal that you want. Just as we would coach you, maybe you're not a customer of ours now, or you're not in our tribe yet. Maybe you're brand new to this whole thing. You're going to go all in and do the workouts and the coaching. But we mentor you on all of it. We help you, we give you the tools, and you have to do the work. Okay. So fast forward, or not fast forward, but go back to 2014. My first paycheck was $40 and it felt like a million. Okay. Every single week we get paid, and every single week I knew that based on how much energy I put into this business, and I'll tell you at the beginning, I worked full time and I was a single mom. So I worked on my lunch breaks at my job. I worked at night after my daughter went to sleep, or I worked when she was at her dad's. I wasn't working 10 hours a day. I wasn't doing anything crazy. I barely knew social media at the time. Instagram wasn't even a thing, I don't think. I didn't know anything about social media. You learn as you go. Okay. So fast forward, I started this 7 years ago to earn an extra income, which I did immediately, was bringing a few $100s extra a month, which is huge right off the bat. Fast forward 7 years, we're in the middle of a global pandemic that nobody could have ever imagined. My husband was essentially, he's self-employed, but he was a very successful, and still is a very successful attorney, but because of his type of work that he does, he has been off of work since March. He has not been able to work and provide the same amount of income for our family since March. So because of my Beachbody business, I have been able, now that that money that was for extras, and I was able to actually go from full-time to half-time at my counseling job, and those extras now are helping provide for my family. Last Thursday, I made $700. Insert legal disclaimer, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success. It's based on what you do and how hard you work, okay? But I made $700 in 1 week, okay? That paid for my student loans, oh yeah, that I still have for my job. That paid for my car payment, that paid for groceries, and that paid for Christmas presents, okay? What could $700 do for you? What could $40 do for you right now? And so I never thought we would be in this situation, but I am so grateful that I didn't have to go searching for a second job, or my husband didn't have to go searching for a second job to bring in income in this crazy time, because jobs are really hard to come by right now. Mm-hmm. This is something that I can do from my home whenever I want to, whenever I don't want to, and I get to produce. The sky is literally the limit. There is no cap to what I can earn. There is no cap to what I'm capable of. And this is the first time that I was taught that. This is the first time. I didn't know what an entrepreneur was. I didn't know what multi-level marketing was. I didn't know, I'd never thought I was going to be my own business owner. There's so many things have been made available to me, and they have been made possible because of coaching. And so when we say coaching changed our lives, and you think, how did that, because it's all of the possibilities and opportunities that are brought into your life because of taking this one step, making this one decision to first help yourself. The number one job of a coach is to take care of yourself. And then the second job is to then share what you're doing with others so that they can change their life. Why would you not? I mean, for me, it's a no-brainer. Almost, 100% of people want to or should be taking care of themselves better, right? So you get to do that first, then you get to help other people do it, and you get paid to do it. You don't get paid when you recommend a restaurant. That restaurant doesn't say, hey, here's your $5 for that referral you gave us for that person that came and spent $300 at our restaurant. You don't get paid for that. You get paid, you earn an income for helping people get healthy and fit, mm-hmm. and living better lives. What could be more rewarding than that? Okay. So, do you want to go to the next slide, Rebecca? Did you want to talk about the next slide, or do you want me to?
Well, one thing, let me just, actually, if you could talk about this a little bit more, but I just wanted to emphasize too, is that one thing that Beachbody did for me was empowerment. It empowered me to, live a better life. It uplifted me to do more. And you hit it on the head though too, is like you can give referrals to other businesses, and you say, oh, there was a sale at Macy's, but do you get anything from it? And I would have to say this is the first MLM I've ever been a part of where I felt like you're truly helping people. So it's more of a reward than it is a paycheck. And I feel like every time I share it with somebody, I'm rewarded by helping them empower themselves to do better. So just wanted to add that.
That is beautiful. Like, that was beautiful. I even saw Lori going to write it down because it was so beautiful. That was amazing. And you know, and I have been approached by many different MLMs, and over the course of, you know, my time, and I even, you know, thought about one before I chose Beachbody. And for me, and I'm not knocking any other MLMs or any other things, but for me, when I'm going to spend extra time away from my family or away from, you know, taking on a second job, I need it to fuel my passion and my passion for helping people, and know that what I'm providing, what I'm selling, quote unquote selling, is going to change their lives. I do not feel that way about cute athletic wear. I do not feel that way about candles or Tupperware. Like, that's just not where I'm at. And so, and that's why when Rebecca just said that, it's rewarding. It's so much more than a paycheck, because we are helping people truly change their lives. And so, why now? Like, why is now literally the best time to begin as a coach? First and foremost, the new year is coming. The new year's coming. January 1st is 3.5 weeks away. All of the New Year's resolutions are going to be rolling out on Facebook. What's your New Year's resolution? You know, people are already in the mindset of thinking about getting healthier, right? We have a solution, especially in this time of the COVID uncertainty, where gyms are closed. I don't know where you live, but where I live, all the gyms are closed. You cannot even go to the gym right now. So this is, and even if you did, if your gyms were open, maybe you didn't feel comfortable going to your gyms. You can work out in your own home, at your own convenience, your safety, all of the things. And this is year round. This is not just, you know, during this crazy time. For me, when I started working out at home, it was way more convenient. I didn't have to get daycare for my kid. I could do it after she went to bed, or even when she's running around my ankles, you know. I didn't have to, there was no commute. I didn't have to travel anywhere. Now I get up at work out at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning just so I can travel to the gym to get in. Okay. The other big thing, besides just being the new year, being the end of the year and going into the new year, is we have and I'm waiting for them to come out with the numbers, but our newest program just launched yesterday, two days ago. I don't even know what day it is. A couple days ago, and it is going to be, if not the biggest, one of the biggest launches. I'm
so excited about it.
I know. There is always so much excitement about a new launch. There's so much hype. There's so much excitement. There's so much, you're getting all of these transformation photos from people in the test groups. There is momentum and excitement around a new program launch. And the best part about this is the trainer, if you don't know anything about Beachbody, you will if you join, you know, but this is probably one of our most popular trainers, and had the most successful programs over the course of her tenure as a Beachbody super trainer. And so, so that's why people get really excited when she comes out with a program, because they know they are going to get results.
Yep.
Okay. Another really great perk is you get to share your journey in real time. A lot of people have hesitations that I need to have a physical transformation, or I need to be using these programs for a long time before I can share what I'm doing. Okay. Now, I disagree wholeheartedly. For me, when I see those transformation photos, I go, that's great, but what did they have to do to get those? What did they have to do between the before and after? Did they have to eat broccoli and kale all day, every day? Did they have to work out for 2 hours a day? You know, I want to know what they did. Yeah, that looks great, but can I actually do what they did? Is it possible? That was my biggest mind.
And the answer is yes.
Yeah. That was my biggest block, was I can't do what they did. Whatever they did, it's not possible. So when you get to share your journey in real time, you start day one, you show your workouts, you show your progress over 9 weeks time. People get to see, hey, she only worked out 22 minutes today. I could do that. Oh, she had like chicken carbonara and like egg whatever Benedict on a meal plan.
Amazing.
I can do that. You know, people see that, and it's relatable, and they know it's not just for other people, it's for me too. Okay. Rebecca, after I stop talking, do you want to jump in on any of this? But the
Well,
other,
one thing I would like to say
yeah,
too is that what you also get is not just great workouts, but you also get nutritional guidance.
yes,
You get everyone
they
calls
taught
them
me how to eat. They taught me how to
yeah.
eat. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you get nutritional guidance, and there's 2 different programs that you can choose from, and it's something, there's always something for everybody. There's something for everyone there, and you also get supplements that you can choose from, and it's so customizable to your life.
Oh, I like that word.
So it's a no-brainer.
Yep. Yeah. And then I mean, I won't say the best, because I think the best part is getting healthy and creating a lifestyle around being healthy and not having to feel like your life revolves around your workouts and your food.
Yep.
But that's part of your lifestyle. Is you could literally sign up tomorrow and you could earn cash the next week. Like you could have Christmas cash. You could have money, or you could have money to pay off your credit card, but you did put your Christmas presents on a credit card because you didn't have the cash up front. You could earn an income within a week's time of being a coach. And again, you could invite the best thing about being a brand new coach is when you invite people up, hey, I'm doing this thing, who wants to do this with me? Because you've not been, like, people come out of the woodwork to want to do it with you. Oh, you're doing what? Oh, I try that, I'll do that with you. And those are your first customers. Those are your first transformation stories. Those are the first people that you get to show, you get to do it together. And you never do this alone. When you
Never.
join Rebecca, you join me, you join our team, you join bigger teams. We are never alone. We don't sign you as a coach and then we just send you off to do your thing. I don't say we mold you. We mentor
We work
you.
together.
We work together.
Yes.
And it is just the most incredible opportunity if you are willing to see it as that. We are never trying to convince people to do anything they don't want or to stick around if it's not for them. This opportunity is not for everyone. But
Right.
what if it was for you and you didn't say yes? What if it was for you and you just said, I don't think I can do it? Why not go for it? Give it 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. The only thing you'll be out in that 30, 60, 90 days is a little bit of your time that you've been using to take care of you.
Yep.
And that's why it's like literally a no-brainer. You don't have to spend $500 to buy product. You don't have to have all this inventory. Everything that you purchase is what you consume, only for you. And so the only investment is in yourself. I'm gonna stop talking.
I think you hit everything. I think you hit everything, the nail on the head. And it is something, and it is, it is your choice. It is what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. And like Kelly said, the minute you sign up, if you sign up, 2 or 3 friends with you, you've already paid for your product.
Yep.
And you've already made your investment back.
Yep.
So it's pretty easy, and you have us to help guide you.
Yep. You got to share the last, just so we can show that we not just talk, but we are proof the products work. We use our products. We live a healthy lifestyle. We do not eat kale and baked chicken all the time. We still enjoy our lives. And we teach people how to do that without guilt, right? And without self-loathing and these mindset shifts. I mean, my friend Lori, she was like, we were showing our physical transformations and we were showing all this stuff, and it's like, and she's like, but the mindset. And I said, I know. I go, the physical transformation gets people in the door. The mindset shift keeps them there. That's how we keep working to continue to grow as human beings. So,
and that's why I'm still here. I've never used to do personal development. And Kelly used to say, do your PD. And I'd roll my eyes like this. And I finally started reading a book that she highly recommended from an author here in Portland. And I'm hooked. Like, I'm now every month looking for my next PD challenge. And
It's funny because
not
I taught
just,
PD for years too, and it was not until I started PD religiously every single day is when this changed, and then everything else changed.
right.
Mhm.
I agree.
Well, I'm just gonna, I don't know if you want to close but I was just gonna say, if you have any questions, reach out, to the coach that invited you. I'm sure Rebecca will be reaching out. I'll be doing the same, to see what you thought and if questions. But again, we just thank you for taking the time to listen to us, because we wish we could scream it from the rooftops every single day how much this opportunity has changed us, and brought us together. I mean, that's
Yes.
another
We
thing.
were strangers and now we're friends.
Yep,
So thank you, Kelly, for helping me out here and sharing
absolutely.
your story, and Lori for coming. And y'all have a good night.